We are now going to learn how to round decimals to the nearest whole number. So if you're working with money, for example, here I have 37 Rand 0.42, so it's 37 Rand and 42 cents. How do I round this off to the nearest whole number? So the first thing I'm going to do is put my place values on top. 7 is in the ones, 3 is in the tens, 4 is in the tenths, and 2 is in the hundredths place. So I have 37.42. When I'm rounding to the nearest whole number, I need to take this decimal to the closest whole numbers. So we know everything this side of the decimal is less than a whole. So I need to look at what's this side of the decimal to see what I can change the number on this side of the decimal, the whole side of the decimal, to round it off. So I've put my place values on top. That was the first step. I then look at the number that is after the decimal place on this side. So I'm going to look at the tenths column. I need to look at the tenths columns because depending on what the number is in the tenths column, I will know whether 37 stays the same or if it goes up to 38. So I'm going to draw a number line to help me. Here I have 37 because that's my whole number, and then on this side the next whole number would be 38, and I have 10 lines in between. Right, so here would be, the first line would be 37.1, 37.2, 37.3, 37.4, 37.5 is in the middle, 37.6, 37.7, and so on, because we're looking at the number in the tenths place. That's why I'm only putting up to the tenths on my number line. Right, so I have 37, I have 38. Now here I have 4 in the tenths place, so I'm going to plot that on my number line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Over here, this would be 37.4. So I've put it on my number line. Now, is 37.4 closer to 37 or is it closer to 38? When I look at my number line, I can see that my 37.4 is closer to my whole 37. So that means 37.42 rounds off to 37. I'm putting the rand because we're dealing with money in these examples. 37.2 rounds off to 37. I know that because I looked at the number in the tenths place. I've made my number line. I have 4 in the tenths place, which means my number goes over here. 37.4 would go there. And so it's closer to 37. That's why my 37.42 rounds off to 37. Let's do this another example. Here I have 23 Rand and 50 cents, 23.50. So I'm going to draw my number line to help me. But before I draw my number line, I need to put my place values. 3 is in the ones, 2 is in the tens, 5 is in the tenths, and 0 is in the hundreds. When I'm rounding off, I look at the number that's in the tenths place. Let's draw my number line. I'm rounding off to a whole number, which means on this side and this side of my number line has to be a whole number. My first side is 23 and the next side is 24. In between these two whole numbers, I have 10 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's line number 10. I'm looking at what's in my tenths and I have a 5. So 23.1, 23.2, 23.3, 23.4, 23.5 is in the middle here. So now I need to see 23.5, is it going to go down to 23 or is it going to go up to 24? Now the rule is with the walking man. If the walking man walked to 23.5, would it take a longer time for him to turn around and come back? Or would it be just quicker to carry on going straight? So in this situation, he's already at 23.5. It's going to take him a long time to turn around and go back. It's quicker if he just carries on going forward. So that means 23.5 goes up to 24. So 23.5, I'm going to say rounds off to 24. So when there's a 5 in the tenths place, it's going to go up to the next number. If it's lower than 5, like a 4 in this example, then it goes down to the number that was before. If you understand this clearly, then please pause this video and try this example in your online journal, please.